Welcome back to Where You At, the show where we have real conversations about where we're at in life, career growth, and everything in between. I'm your host, Taylor Anthony, and today's episode is a special one. I'm catching up with an old friend from high school, Chloe Dragos. Since graduation, life has taken her from Ohio down to the South, where she's built a career in higher education and finding her own rhythm navigating adulthood. Chloe, welcome to Where You At.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited. How are you doing?
Of course, I'm good. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's actually been as long as it has since we last not only saw each other, but since we last just like chatted and caught up.
I know, it's been so long. Oh my gosh.
Can we pause and say your southern accent, your little southern belle, like wait a minute. I'm like, who is she? I don't even recognize her anymore.
No, this is scary. It's so weird though to see like when you saw each other every day and now it's been like years from seeing each other.
Right? Girl, we were like this in high school. Like we go from okay, besties in high school, we go to rival colleges. We don't even need to get into that. And then it's like life just, took us completely, you know what I mean? Just completely different directions. You just slowly, like, not lose touch with people, but, you're just doing such different things. You're in different places. All my friends are, like, long distance now. Like, I'm sure you get it.
Oh, yeah. All of my friends are long distance, and we have to plan calls to catch up. And it's so hard because when you're like, I'm obsessed with my planner and you're planning everything. And then it's like, wait, I have a phone call at like 7 p.m.
Exactly. Even us. What is it? It's 8 o'clock. This is almost bedtime.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but you look great. You sound great. I love the little southern twang in you. But okay, people probably don't know where are you at that you even have this little southern accent.
Oh, yes. Well, so obviously we know each other from Ohio, but then I went in 2023. Oh my gosh. I moved to Clemson, South Carolina for grad school, and I did their program in higher education student affairs. And then I just love this area so much, but I also wanted to the South, it's so warm. I do miss the snow though. Anyway.
No, you don't.
It is nice to be here, and I wanted to try to live somewhere that I never have before. And so now I'm currently in Chloe, North Carolina, in this little like rural mountain town that I never thought I would live anywhere like this. But I guess in your 20s, it's a perfect time to just be like, I'm gonna pick up and go to a random place I never heard of before. And I love it. It's awesome. So I'm glad that I did that. And the southern twang I'll never get used to either because I don't hear it.
You don't hear it in yourself?
No,
it's funny. It's just it's slight, but I'm like, wait a minute, what she just say? Wait, okay, Chloe? That's literally like sounds like Chloe. Like Chloe.
They're like
you're in Chloe, South Carolina. Or North Carolina.
Yeah.
Chloe, North
Carolina. Chloe, yeah.
Chloe, North Carolina. Got it. Okay, I won't forget. Oh, I love that for you. I see, obviously, I'm always keeping up with what you're doing. I see you thriving. You're glowing on social media. Master's degree, that just deserves a round of applause in itself. But I think it's so special when you're able to like reconnect with people, and it's like, oh my gosh, we were best friends. So it's it's so special to see what you're doing now and how well you're doing. And I love that. I also love that you picked up from Ohio, moved down south, and I love that your family went with you. Like that's so special. You have your support system down there too, so it's not just you're not alone.
Right. It was nice too because I didn't know anybody. Obviously, just went to the program, and I live with people from the program, and it was nice to have a little piece of home. Just because I didn't know if I was going to stay or not. And then I think having a piece of home kind of come with me, it was like, wait a second, I still have home here and I love it here. So it also encouraged me to stay. So that was nice too.
Yeah, I love that. So, okay, so Clemson.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before we even get into Clemson, tell us where you went to undergrad, what you studied at undergrad, and then, why you kind of went along to pursue the master's degree.
Yeah, so like you said, we went to rival colleges.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to the University of Mount Union, which I absolutely adored my college experience. Like, I'm a first-generation college student, so we didn't really know all of the different resources just because, like, my mom and my dad, they got their associates, right? So they knew, like, the community college 2 years, but they didn't know the full. And I picked up private school as a first-generation college student.
Same.
Yeah. I know you get it. It was just a lot. But because I didn't know the resources and I'm a very outgoing person, I started to communicate a lot with all the staff and faculty at school. And then I ended up getting like work studies and I
Mhm,
found my way into the student affairs office. And I just remember one random Tuesday, they came up to me and they were like, Chloe, you know that you could like do this as a profession, as a career. And I was like, what do
you're
you
like,
mean?
"Oh, really?"
I was like, talk to students all day, like, I'll do that. And so then I found out about Clemson because someone at Mount who worked there and then he went on to another opportunity,
Mhm,
he went to this program. One of the faculty members, Tony Coffin, he's like very well known, especially in the South region of like higher
mm,
education. So I
okay.
was like, oh, why not? And it was free if you worked for the
Hey, there we
program.
go. So
Yeah.
you got your master's for free.
Yes.
Girl,
Masters for free because
that is
I
amazing.
know. I know, 'cause, those student loans are not great right now, but masters for free is
Hey,
awesome
we'll take what
because
we can get.
literally. Well, it's the reason why is because so the program was very, like, competitive just because you had to apply and then you had to go and interview, and so they had 25 assistantships that the program had, like, funded out for
Mhm,
department to pay you for your 2 years. And I'm very thankful that I got an assistantship, and, like, my 2 years of the master's program was more than I could even think of, just because, like, the reason why I got into it is because I wanted
mhm.
to do what the people at Mount Union did for me, like, help me find my confidence, and my major was communications, and during COVID in 20 I don't even remember. I know when COVID was, but I can't
2020
remember. Yeah.
oh, was it, like, the year when we finally got back on campus?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
2020. So, they got rid of the communications department.
I remember that. Wait, I
Yes,
remember that.
yes.
Yes. I was like, "Wait, we probably were texting about
Oh,
that." And I'm
yeah,
like,
no, we
"Hello?
definitely did, and I was
Your
like, "How
major's
am
gone?"
I" I was like, "How am I supposed to be a communications major?" So, they were keeping the minor, but they were like, "If you're already the communications major, you can just stay as the communications major and, like, finish it." But my major turned into media, and I love media because I wanted to do journalism at the time, but
Mhm.
it turned more into, like, directing, like, if you wanna be a movie producer, a lot of
Oh,
the
and you're
people.
like,
No,
"Eh."
I'm like, "I'm not gonna be the next Steven Spielberg, sorry guys,
Mhm,
not getting that." But a lot of the people in my class were so talented, and it was kind of
mhm,
discouraging because I am a perfectionist, you know this, and I got so upset when I couldn't edit a video or get the like, camera angle,
mhm.
and so that's when I started leaning more into my work study, and I was started researching the program and the rest is history, and so I just wanna be able to help students see, like, just because 'cause you're
Yeah.
really good at this doesn't mean that you have to be honed in it forever or zone into one thing. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I just learned so much from that experience, but yeah, definitely don't like to film or edit.
Well, I love look where it led you. I mean, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's amazing. I wanna go back to you getting a master's degree for free, Chloe. I mean, that is a huge
oh my god.
accomplishment. Oh my gosh, you did it the right way. I know undergrad, it's like, okay, we had to take out some loans there, but the fact
Right.
that you could pursue your higher education and get another degree and not have to put yourself in more debt, that is amazing. So, round of applause for you there.
Yes. Thank you.
Yay. Clemson, it looks so cool. I mean, just being down in South Carolina, especially being like at a big D1 school, going from a small D3 school and being like the atmosphere, the environment, like that, it just looked fun, like something different. Like you got out of your comfort zone. Like you
Right.
really just did the thing. Like I was so proud of you. Like that was a big step for you.
It was huge, but honestly, I don't know if it's just because I think if I went there for undergrad, it would be so different, like, my
Mhm.
experience, but as a grad student, in our cohort, it felt small. I was only ever on, like, one little side of campus doing my job, going to classes, so it
Mhm.
still felt like my Mount Union experience, just in another environment with a whole different group of people, but then
Yeah.
when I would go to, like, a game day or something, I was like, "Oh my gosh, wait, there's, like, 100,000 people all
Right.
here."
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Do you remember you had a conference or something in Chicago when I
Yes,
was doing my master's program? Was that
yes,
when you were that was your first year at Clemson, right?
yeah, that was my
That was
first
during your
year.
yeah, so we saw each other. That wasn't okay, that was maybe we didn't get, like, we got to chat for a little, we didn't get to, like, really, like,
Right.
catch up, but
No,
we
that was
did see each
literally
other,
no, yes, but
and it
I
was
think that was
St.
2
Patty's
years
Day. Do you remember that?
yeah,
Yes, it was 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, it was literally St. Patty's
yeah.
Day in Chicago, which is already crazy as you got to see. But
Oh,
yes, I
yeah,
remember that.
We
Oh,
landed
that's
down.
right. I mean, it's like right when you got off the plane, you were walking through you were walking through downtown
Yeah,
Chicago with your suitcase. I
suitcase,
remember.
the river's not green, we're like, "What's going on?"
Oh my gosh. Okay, so finished master's program in what, just this last year? You just
Yeah,
graduated in
2025.
last. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So and then you were able to, so tell us, what is the job that you have now
Yes.
and what, what you
So,
do?
I work as the assistant director of fraternity and sorority life at Western Carolina University in Cullowhee, North Carolina,
Chloe.
and I just work with all of the students. It's a huge population of campus.
Mhm.
It's like 800, 900 students, but I work a lot with them for fraternities, sororities, and we have it's very different at Western just
Mhm.
because the students, like, when they get here, it's a rural area, so there are a lot of students who also work, and the thing that I really like more about being here and being in fraternity and sorority life is students don't come here to be involved like they might at, like, a big
Mm.
ACC school or SEC school. They're
Right.
here to truly get their education, focus on being able to prioritize also a job because they have to work while being in school or they're on
Mhm.
scholarships. And so introducing them to another outlet that could be for fun, but also leadership development that they don't might not know of because they're also first generation college students. And so I just love being able to open them up because fraternity sorority life doesn't always have the best, outlook or very
Right, right.
well,
Reputation, I guess, per se,
yeah.
right?
Yes, reputation of like what's seen in the media, things like that.
Mhm.
But here at Western, we really focus on community service, leadership development, academics. I mean, we're literally in a mountain, and so the alumni connections are crazy, and people who went here really want to give back. And so
Oh,
our
that's good.
students are finally starting to see that. And when they join, they just really develop. I mean, I've had students have like internships all over. Some are going to DC this summer, like, some
Oh,
still here,
wow.
but yeah, like,
Oh.
they just branch out and meet people that they never thought they would have, but because they just met us at an orientation, they're like, "Okay."
Mhm. Yeah,
So
and that kind of goes to the pros of being at a smaller university, the relationships and connections that you're able to build. Not to say you can't do that at a bigger school, but it's like not on the same level. It's a bit more personal when you're at a
right.
smaller school like that.
Yeah, and especially because if you're at a bigger school, you still meet people at orientation, but
Mhm.
because they're meeting so many students, they might not remember you or remember your name. But that's something my coworkers are always like, "How are you remembering everyone's names?" It's just something that I want to do because I just remember, like, Mount is a little smaller, but I just
Mhm.
remember all the faculty and staff, like, knowing your name, and it just lit
Right.
me up inside. I just felt important. And so I just
Mhm.
want the students to have their first taste of being at the university to feel important by a staff member.
Aw. Well, that's so special, and it's kind of funny because I feel like undergrad wasn't that long ago for us, so for the
No.
fact that you're, like, in this role now, like, mentoring these undergraduates, like, it's
Mhm.
gotta, like, they feel probably so close to your age, but also you're in such different chapters of your life, you're still able to play that mentor role for them because you've been through
Yeah.
your 4 years, you've gotten a master's degree, so it's like even though you're close in age with them, you're still up here, and you're still trying to help them get to
Yeah.
where they want to eventually go.
Yeah, in grad school, it was a little harder because I was turning 23, and the students that I was mentoring were transfer students, so they were traditionally older students.
Um,
A lot of my students were older than me, so it was a very interesting.
like, dynamic, like
Yeah, yeah,
dynamic for mhm.
yeah, it was like, I'm here getting my master's, but you're a few years older than me, and so the weird, like, leadership superior dynamic,
Yeah, I get that.
it was hard, but being here is a little easier. I
Mhm.
mean, I am 25 now, so obviously, like, I
Yes.
have 2 years on it maybe, but it is easier compared to my last experience, but my last
Mhm.
experience also taught me a new way to talk to people just because we were so
Oh,
close
good.
in age.
Right,
So
how you could approach it and still
right, like,
yeah.
not just kinda taking charge, but more like
Mhm.
not being a friend either, but just more like easy conversation and more of the like, developing your foundation with the person so they know that you're a safe zone or a brave space for them to open up.
Oh, that makes sense, and you have to establish that trust with them,
Right.
right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because
Mhm.
it's so important, like, this is also their first experience too, and so, like, you want them to feel like, they have this foundation or home away from home
Mhm.
that people paint college to be.
You know, it's funny seeing you well, first of all, let me just say I love seeing you in this role because I can just tell, just talking with you for these last few
Yeah.
minutes, how passionate you are about what it is you do. And like, you really do want to make a difference in the lives of your students. And that's just such a beautiful thing because being
Mhm.
in our 20s, it's not always, we don't always get as fortunate to start off with a job that we just love. So the fact that you were already there in a position that you love and you just want to continue to grow, I'm so happy that you have that.
Thank
But
you.
I also have to add, if we would have been talking about this in high school and you told me Chloe wanted to work in higher education, I would have laughed in your face. I would have been like, "You wanna do what? You wanna join a sorority? Okay, what? You wanna do"
If I told
So,
myself this, I would be like, "You are insane. What are you doing?"
like,
Like,
I don't know what I saw you being necessarily because I know we were still, like, I didn't know. Remember, I was in med tech, like, please.
still in the medical field, it's fine.
Right, like, hello, I'm couldn't be further from it. But I don't know what I saw you doing necessarily. Maybe a teacher or something. I don't know, but I
It
don't
wasn't
think I
this.
saw you it wasn't this. So but I'm so happy that you found your calling because it things really present themselves in ways you least expect. I mean, this is
Mhm.
probably the last thing you envisioned for yourself and look at you fully walking in your purpose, walking in the space that you're meant to be in right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy because I thought, like, I don't know, I just love helping people, and that's why I wanted to
Mhm.
be in communications because, you know, being able to present yourself, and I think I wanted to go into marketing. I don't even know what I wanted
Marketing.
to
Some
do.
yeah, I probably could have guessed like maybe like a comms,
Yeah.
communication PR job, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, I just love people, and I just wanted to be
Mhm.
able to make a difference, and so when I was going through undergrad, I was just thinking like, yeah, marketing does make a difference, don't get me wrong, like the
Mhm.
right strategies and things like that, but I am not someone who can sit behind a
A
desk all day.
desk, same. I can't have the
So
traditional sitting in a little cubicle. No, that's not me. I need to be
no.
out doing something, connecting with people, talking to people. Like
Yeah,
there's so much more. I feel like that's something we always had in common too. Like there was always something, there was always a non-traditional path out there for us. Like neither of us were ever
yeah.
going to be the 9 to 5 corporate girlies. Like
Oh,
finance did no, none of that was for us. We weren't STEM. We found that out very soon. Neither of us
woo,
were STEM
not
girlies. Like
them.
please. So the fact that we both ended up in more of like a and in the roles we have, like, okay, yes, I'm surprised, but I'm also not, you know?
Yeah, well, like, looking on it from an outsider perspective, it'd be like, "Wait, she's doing this?" And then it's like, well, when you take it back, all the layers, it's like, "No, I know her,
Mhm.
like,
It makes
she's
sense.
so good at this." Yeah, yeah. And it's like
Mhm.
same with you with reporting, like, I knew that you were such a good storyteller, and I knew that you would take this and run with it, but I just didn't think like, "Wow, she could she would be here,"
I
like,
know,
what
it's like a oh my god, it's like a surreal it's like such a surreal moment to see us, like, in our ca
yeah,
because you only have so many friends that you still talk to that you knew when we were younger
right,
before we were in our careers, so it's so special to see what we've grown into and, like, the success that we're seeing now, so, oh my
mhm.
gosh, I'm just so proud of you, Chloe,
I
and I can just
know.
tell you were just living your best life, and I do miss you so much,
I
and
know.
we are gonna do better about keeping in touch and keeping up to date in each other's lives.
Yes, that's the one thing I hate about adulting.
I know. It's hard. It
Everyone's
is
all
hard. It's like you
over.
have to be very intentional about, keeping in touch. And yeah, I get it. I get it. But that can be on our list. That can be on
Yeah,
our to-do list.
put it on.
But I started this podcast because I wanted to give a voice to people in their 20s and Gen Z because we're all honestly navigating similar things, similar spaces, whether you're just graduating school, whether you're in your mid 20s, whether in your late 20s. Like we're just figuring it out. I think it's interesting with you because you were working, like you were
Yeah,
saying earlier, students that aren't much younger than you.
mhm.
But so it is still they're in a different chapter of their lives. But what are some of the things that you're seeing college students right now struggle with, or what's hard for them right now?
Well, it's hard to, like, say one certain thing,
Hmm.
because I feel like the generation that I am currently teaching, educating, advising,
Right. Right.
they are the students who were in, like, middle school when COVID started, right?
It was literally the middle of their K through 12
Yeah.
educate, like it was the middle of it.
Exactly, and so they haven't even reached high school where you truly start to, like, learn
Hmm.
about education, but also, like, extracurriculars, and they ever since COVID, never really had that true experience that we've had, and
Hmm.
so when I'm advising them, there are some challenges and barriers that they have to overcome that I wouldn't have ever thought of.
Mhm.
And one of them is just like basic communication, but basic like one of my students had a presentation the other day and they're like, what do I wear?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they were like, "Well, last time I gave a presentation was like in front of, a computer or
Oh my
just like to a
gosh.
friend." Yeah, and so they just
Right.
don't know. I don't wanna call it, like, basic things, but, like,
Mhm.
life skills that we've learned 'cause w
Yeah.
just what to do, and they just don't they just don't know, like, the basics that we would have thought were
Mhm,
basic
it's
and
skills they're just now learning, things that we learned when we
yeah,
were in high school and we were in I see what you're saying. There's
yeah.
a barrier there, and that's something like you said, you don't even think about it because that was like second nature for
No.
us. But now to see a generation of kids not have those fundamental, like you said, communication skills, for example, it is a bit like, oh, you have to take a step back and realize, oh, well, this is why. But it's like, okay, so now you're plagued with how can I help them get to that
Yeah.
level, right? How can I help teach them these skills? How can I remove this barrier for them?
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is it's hard they have a hard time asking for help because they are so they're like, "I have to go to class, and then I have to go to work, and then I have to
Mhm.
do this project, and then I have like, do my extracurriculars." It's
Right,
just
right.
everything is adding up, and I feel like we also had a harder time to ask for help, but
Mhm.
I feel like in this scenario, it's different because they do have all these resources, right? But they still see at least the students I'm talking to, they still see these resources as a weakness, and I don't
Mm.
know if it's because of, you know, when they were in COVID, everything was hybrid anyway, and so now that they're
Mhm.
finally having their full experience back to adapting and being on their own for the very first time, they wanna take it all on themselves, and
I
it's
see what
just
you're
not
saying.
realistic, like,
Yeah, no, I
I
get what you're saying, but that's just what they're used to. No, I completely get it. And
yeah,
that's something I didn't even think about. And it's interesting because I said like I said, you are working with students of, this generation and seeing what they're dealing with. So that's something even that maybe could even be addressed on the podcast. So
yeah,
I'm happy you brought that up. I guess kind of shifting gears a little bit. Yes, that's what's difficult for them, but I want to know what has been difficult for you about this transition this is adulthood. I mean, we're like real life adulting now. What would you say has been, I've done a few episodes all people like in their mid 20s and there's been a
mhm,
plethora of different things, but what do you think has been the hardest for you with this chapter of your life right now?
yeah. I feel like the hardest thing for me is definitely turning my brain off, right? I feel like because this is my out of undergrad, I went to grad school, so I still
Mhm.
had education. I was still in school. I didn't have a full-time job yet. It was the part-time job with my program, so it was all
Mhm.
good, like, requirements that I was fulfilling with my education. This is my first year without school. I work at a school, but it's just full-time job
Mhm.
from 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday, and then when it comes to Saturday and Sunday, I just can't turn my brain off, and I don't know if it's because I work with students and I'm just a
Mhm.
few years older than them, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, but what if they need this?" Like, I need to write this down to tell
Yeah. Like you're
the
constantly thinking about work.
yeah, and I don't know if it's an internal thing, and I think it is, an internal thing that I think I need to prove to myself now that I don't have school and I could be doing more, but it just it just isn't, like, ideal, you know?
Mhm.
Not to be able to turn my brain off, but I think it still speaks to Gen Z and our generation. I feel like it is hard. Okay, I'm at 25, but they're not to compare yourself, but not I don't compare myself, but it's like other 25-year-olds, they just bought a house and they're still doing their full-time job and they're still like making time for their friends and like, all these
Mhm.
things and I am finally on my own in a state that I knew nobody and
Yeah.
I'm doing everything and I'm hanging out with friends, but I still come home and I can't turn my brain off of work. And I genuinely think it's because this is the first time I haven't had school. School has always been something that I relied on or I
Yeah, it
always
was
went
like you're constant.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so, like, this for me is finally the time I'm not in school. I've been in school for like 23 years of my
Yeah,
life.
I get it. It's like when we were in like those last few years of college, it was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to like just be working. And then I'm like,
Right.
oh wait, now I'm working. I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I
Yes,
I
I
get
said
it.
that all last year. I was like, "I cannot wait till I have a full-time job and I don't have to do
Mhm.
anything else," but now I'm here and I want to be doing more. But I just saw something the other day on my TikTok scrolling, and the woman was probably, I don't know, late 20s, and she was sitting there and she was like, "You always think you sit there at the end of the day and you're like, I wish I could
Mhm.
be doing more. I wish I could be doing more.' But you never sit there and think, this is what I've done so far. This is what I've
Mhm.
changed. This is the work I've been doing." And I literally saw that the other day and I was like, wow, this really changed my outlook a little bit. Cause I actually started a list then after that video and I was like, wow, I really achieved. Like, this is my first year, actually, my 1 year today of my job.
Oh,
Out of
oh
grad-
my gosh,
Oh,
congratulations. Wow, this
thanks.
is such a wholesome moment.
I
Oh, it's like full
know. But
circle.
I was writing it down. I was like, wow, like in my first year,
Mhm.
I accomplished just some work. I'm living, I never thought I would be independent at all.
You
So
thought
I
you'd live
was
down the
like,
street from mom.
yeah, I would have never been on my own, but I'm
Yeah.
on my own, like, I'm literally doing all these things, so I just wish that myself, but other people, because I know I'm not the only one that struggles with, "Oh, I could be doing more," but
Yeah,
people just
absolutely.
need to give themselves grace and just need to really reflect on what they've done so far because everyone's journey is different and there's no timeline in life, and that's what I've been telling my students, and it just makes such a difference when they sit there and reflect. So I need to do that more. It's been
100%.
helpful.
Right. Reflection and acknowledging your accomplishments, your achievements, how far you've come,
Mhm.
and not worrying about what other people, not comparing yourself to another person's timeline because we're all on our own journey. And I
Yeah.
think that's so important for us to remember. I know sometimes easier said than done, right? But
Yes.
that's such a good point. And it's funny, I made a TikTok today that kind of talks about um I talked about, like, being content and happy with where you are, but also, like, you can be content and happy with where you are, but also still want more, and
Right.
that's okay. I feel like that's part of growing, that's just part of our journey, so I'm so happy you brought that up, though, because
Yeah.
it is so important to look back and realize what you've achieved to get to this point in life, and that's you can't take that for granted, you can't take that lightly. I mean, how many people not only going straight into a master's program, but a 2 years master's program right out of undergrad, getting it paid for free, getting a full-time job secured. Like, yeah, you have to sit and make a list of everything
Right.
you've accomplished, and that deserves a pat on the back. So off of that, being in a new city, having a new job, kind of
Mhm.
starting this new chapter of your life, how is your social life? How is it socializing? Like, are you making friends outside of work or have your coworkers become your friends? I mean, I know that's kind of something in our 20s that we don't talk about, like building new friendships, platonically sometimes even too.
Yes. Like, let me say, making friends is so hard in your adult. Like, I just never thought about it because, like, I don't know. Especially like if I was still at home, right? Like I would still have
Hmm.
my friends. I would definitely make more friends with work, but now that I moved away, I still have
It's
those friends.
different. Hmm.
Yeah, it's just so different, and I'm like, "Wow." So I really cherish French, not that I didn't before, but now, like, when you have friendships, I really cherish them just
Hmm.
because I feel like sometimes when you look back, like, in high school, you're just like, "Oh, I just want all these friends," but now it's just like, who do you feel good with all the time? Like, who makes time for you, vice versa, and so when I
Hmm.
got here, I have an amazing coworker. I love both my coworkers, my supervisor and then my coworker who is in the exact same path as me in life, but she grew up here. And
Mm.
so
This is
this
her
is like,
hometown.
yes, this is
She
her
knows
hometown.
the area. She has people here.
Right. Like she went away for college and then she found her way back here. Um, and so she's living right in her hometown.
Hmm.
And something that really caught me off guard, and I know Southern hospitality is so real, but everyone is so nice here. Like,
Aw.
I just was worried that I would be and it was the same thing at Clemson too, like, I was just worried that I would come here and I would stick out, like, I don't know,
Hmm.
people just wouldn't know that I belonged
But she's
here.
from where?
I
Ohio?
right, uh, so many people are from Ohio in the South though, and then they hate on you
That's
for
so
a different
funny.
reason, but
Yeah.
like No, I'm here for my job, not my retirement, but, yeah, but they just my coworker, she very first day, like, exchanged phone numbers. She was like, "I'm gonna take you to lunch. I know the best spot in town
Aw.
for lunch." Like, there are other people that work at Western that's in the
Mhm.
same path of lives in their mid-20s, figuring it out, some from here, some not from here. And so she kind of, like, just welcomed me into her friend group, which I just really, really love, but also part of me was just like, "Are you sure these are your friends? Like, I don't wanna overstep, like, I want you to still have
Aw.
that."
Yeah, no, I get that.
But, you know, it's been awesome, and I thought that not having like, I still wanna have, like, a boundary with work and my social
Yeah,
life.
no, I get that. Work-life balance, that's
Yeah,
important.
but it honestly has been great, and so I've had this
Good.
group of people that I've been able to, like, work with, but also just experience the surrounding
Mhm.
areas and experience my time here, and then also, I was able to meet someone so in grad school, my one roommate, she now went to Boston.
Mhm.
Well, one of her friends that she was in with college just moved here. So, like, I feel like there's always a connection,
Well,
and
that
so
what are the odds of that? Yeah.
yeah, I've been able to reconnect with her, and she lives in Asheville, which is, like, 40 minutes away from me. I want to explore Asheville more, so it's, like, another reason to, like, get out there and then
Yeah, yeah.
friend in Asheville, and then I have my friends here for work in the surrounding area here, so I feel like the first few months were a little harder just because I was like, "Are you sure? I don't wanna overstep my
Yeah, yeah, the
personal life
transition of
balance," but people have really just welcomed me. My supervisor texts
Mhm.
me every weekend, and she was like, "Do you know what you need to do? Do you know where the grocery store is? Like, I could take it." Like, everyone is just so nice that I was just like, "Wow." Like, I kinda wanna be alone, but also I love
Mhm.
that all these people
That
are like,
everyone's just, like,
"Well."
welcoming you with open arms, like
Yeah, like, your
Aw.
neighbors talk to you in the hallway, people talk to you at grocery stores. I'm like, "Oh my god."
You're like, "Wait a second, this is new."
I learned I have to put my headphones in at the grocery store, though, if you don't wanna talk to anybody, if you're just in that
Really? They
right.
wanna yeah, you just wanna get in, get out, you don't really wanna
Yeah, and I don't know if I just present myself as, like, approachable,
Mhm.
but I've never went into a grocery store where someone did not strike up a conversation with me.
Oh my gosh.
It's like
That's so and it's like they say Midwesterners are so nice, but I think
yeah,
this it's different
yeah.
in the South. It's like a next level, which I mean, I guess it's better than the opposite, right? Like
But yeah, no, definitely way better, but you just have to be prepared to talk, and if
be
you don't
prepared
like
to
to talk
talk.
to
Noted. Noted.
yeah.
I would like to maybe eventually go south. We'll see though, but
Yeah, yeah,
noted. And maybe
but
I'll be closer to you one day.
yes.
Because I don't think I see you coming up north again anytime soon. So
No, but I love to visit. I've been to Boston twice now.
really?
Yeah.
Boston. Okay,
Boston,
okay.
but that's, like, too north, I would never live there,
Yeah.
but I love to visit.
It's nice to visit, but then you wanna go back to the sun and the
Yeah,
warm. I get it. I
yeah.
get it. So I know you mentioned that well, I'm happy that you've been able to, start slowly building friendships and meeting people and kind of, finding your support in your community, being in your new city. But how do you said that it's hard to kind of find that balance between work and life. Like
Mhm.
you even on the weekends, you're thinking about work, you're thinking about the job. So what are things that you try to do to kind of ground yourself or to kind of maybe focus on that separation and prioritizing your health and your mental health and well-being because that's
Yeah.
so important to have that balance.
Well, so a month after I moved here, I got a dog, and I told myself, "When you are by yourself living, you're going to get your
Mhm.
dog," and when
You
I
got
first got my dog
Willow.
no, she's sleeping here, I would bring her over, but
Aw,
the
that's
first,
fine.
like, thought, I was just like, "Wow, I'm gonna have a dog, and
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be alone, and this is like" but I never really thought, like, Willow will put me into, like, her routine, and it would actually force me to, like,
Mhm.
not just care about myself, but, like, if I didn't have Willow, I don't think I would leave my apartment once I get home, like, type
Really,
thing.
it forces you to get out and, like
Yeah, and so every day, this has helped me so much. Because my first month, I would just take my lunch at
Mhm.
work. So I would just, like, close my door. We get an hour, which is awesome.
Oh,
Just
that's
close my
nice.
door and, like, eat, like, read my book,
Mhm.
whatever. But now that I have Willow,
You
every
go
day
home for lunch, don't you?
home, but I walk her. So I have
Aw.
an hour where I get fresh air. She walks, I walk, I get, like, my steps in,
Mhm,
and that walk, I never thought I would just wake up and, like, think of the walk, but it is my
mhm.
hour of, like, decompress, I don't
That's
think, I put
important.
my phone on, like, do not disturb because I do get a lot of emails, and I need to delete that app off my phone, so that's my advice to people. I haven't done
Yeah,
it.
keep the work email off the phone.
Yes, but I just walk her every day, and that walk
Aw.
has just saved me because I have the traditional like, I work 8 to 5 every day,
Mhm.
but there are a lot of times when students are in session, they are in class during the day, so you have to meet with them in the evenings for, like, their
Oh,
extracurriculars, which is
outside
what
of time.
I
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so, like, there are days that I work, like, 8 to 8 or 8 to 9, and it's so hard
Mhm.
to force myself to wake up early to, like, work out or, like, really
Mhm. I
prioritize
get
time
it.
for myself. So with Willow, I prioritize time for myself because I want to go walk her. That's something I want her
Mhm. Aw, what
but
kinda dog is she?
she's, like, a little they think she's a Shih Tzu, but she's really long, so I think she's a wiener dog.
You think she a wiener dog? Is
She's so long. She's
Oh, that's funny. I need to see some more pictures of her. That is hilarious. But I
no,
love that you have your little furry companion. That's so
yes.
cute.
But
And
I
it
do
just,
that and yeah, I mean, I do that. The thing that I also try to do is
uh-huh.
my like, I call it a night I need a better night routine, but I always make myself when I don't have work, I
Mhm.
make myself like my phone is on D&D starting at 7:30. I
There
make
you
myself
go.
completely, like, shut my
Like,
brain off.
disconnect a
Yeah.
little bit.
I
That's good.
started reading I got a Kindle, best decision of my life.
Okay.
Started reading so much that when I get home, I love TV, but don't really watch
Mhm.
TV as much anymore, and I really fell back in love with reading because at first in grad school, it was so hard to want to read for fun when
Yeah, I get
you're
that.
constantly, like, working, but now that I have finally found reading again and been able to spend more time outdoors with Willow,
Mhm.
I just that is my time that I look forward to shut my brain off. But I definitely want to pick up more habits. I used to do cycle classes every day, and there's not something like that here. The past
Mm,
few years, I did that in grad school. So, like, I missed
okay.
that outlet, but my one-hour walk for now
That's you found new outlets and ways that
yeah,
things that you can look forward to.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, good, good. Oh, well, that's good. I'm happy that you're trying to make that a priority because it's important because work can take a lot out of you. So it's important that you have things that you look forward to outside of that to kind of keep you sane, keep you grounded.
Mhm, yeah. Yeah, it's definite if I didn't have that, it would be I don't even know what I'd do. It
Yeah.
would be so hard.
So quickly, just kind of back to work one more time. I know, like I said before, you love this job. You love what you're doing. You love what your the role that you're able to have in the lives of your students. But where do you see yourself at longer term? Like, what is the dream that you eventually hope to achieve working in this field?
I love what I do right now, and I just love to be able to connect and advise with students, but
Hmm.
something that I've really fallen in love with is just leadership development. I had the opportunity in grad school to co-teach a leadership class where these students were able to get a leadership certificate, even if
Hmm.
they weren't like anything, like communications. I know
Right.
there's a lot of political science, like just anything. Like I had med students in there, athletic development students in there. But I just fell in love with leadership and being able to help students see like their true leadership potential. And I think down the road, I would love to do more on the leadership student involvement side of things.
Hmm.
But when I first joined grad school, we had to write down a goal of ours in our second year. And I still see myself wanting to be like the dean of students one day. I want to be that
Aw.
person that student just know on campus, and even
Hmm.
the dean of students isn't always student facing and is more like policies and all that kind of
Right.
things, I still would think that it would be just as rewarding because of all the experience and groundwork I would have had before them with students. I would build up those relationships that I would still be making a difference, like,
Yeah.
trickling
Aw,
down. And so, yeah, that's still
I
a
love that.
fun.
Do you wanna stay in North Carolina? I know you wanna stay south, but would you wanna stay at that
Yeah.
university, or really just depends on what jobs,
Yeah.
positions would present themselves to you?
I think it just depends. I just love well, it depends, but it so my pipeline has always been Mount Union was purple, Clemson had
Mhm.
purple in it, now Western is purple.
Purple, so it has to be a
Part
purple
of me
school.
yeah, part of me is like, I wanna keep the purple
Okay,
going.
what, Louisiana, LSU, maybe? You're not going
I'm
to Louisiana?
not Louisiana. It's so humid there.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny. That's funny.
but I think it just, like, when I stepped foot on Western's campus, it just felt like
Mhm.
home. Like, it
Aw.
just reminded me how Mount made me feel, and
Mhm.
Clemson, the people did that. So, I don't think I have, like, a university in mind that I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I wanna work
Right, I
there."
have to be here, I'm gonna be here, yeah.
Right, like, reputation is one thing, right? But
Mhm.
I think the people more matter to me, and, like, the people at here at Western and even in, like, the surrounding areas,
Mhm.
they're so welcoming. I mean, everyone
Oh,
is so
good.
welcoming
You know,
here.
wherever you land, it's gonna be where
Right.
you're meant to be.
Right, and so, like, I probably will stay in the South, but it's, like, wherever I feel like at home is where I wanna be.
That's a good way to put it, yeah, and that's a good feeling to have knowing that you've made the right decision or that you're in the right place, so it's a good
Yeah.
thing to look for. Wow, okay, so I love that I finally got to kinda talk to you about, your job, your position, what you're doing, what you hope to do, 'cause, I knew what you did, but not, like, on this level. Also love that knowing each other when we were younger and being able to see your growth and, I mean, you've come such a long way. Like, you really should
Oh.
just be so proud of yourself, Chloe. So I want to ask, what advice would you give? What advice would current Chloe give to maybe high school Chloe?
Oh gosh.
I know that's it's a hard one, huh?
I feel like I would tell high school me to really, like, cancel out the noise because I feel like high school me was always so worried of what other people either perceived me as or what
Mm-hmm.
other people thought I should be doing with my future, and ever since I, like, started growing up a little and my, like, frontal lobe
Maturing,
developed,
right? Development.
I just can't imagine still being like that, so I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely tell high school me to just picture what I love doing and just try to make a career out of it, and whatever everyone else around me is doing, they will find their way back to me, and I will find their way back to them, because I would have never thought I would be in another state ever, and I'm here, and I'm doing it,
Yeah,
and I'm
look at you
thriving.
now.
Yeah, and so I just wish that I knew that I could be here when I was 19.
Yes. Oh, well, look at you now, Chloe. Look at you now. Oh my gosh. I think, oh my gosh, this is just such a like full circle moment, I think, for us too,
Oh.
because seeing where we were and seeing where we are now, that's to see that growth and to see, what we're on our way to building and becoming. That's so special. It's so
Yeah.
special. Where do you feel that Chloe is at right now in this chapter of her life?
Hmm. I feel like I have found what it's like to be happy alone. And again, like, if you've asked me that in high school, I would have never thought that was something that I could do. But being alone and being independent and seeing what I can achieve with the help and support of all, like, my friends and family, but
Right, right.
being able to see what I can do by myself, support myself, follow my dreams, achieve what I want, it's just very, like, full circle, but it just makes me feel so proud of myself, and I just don't know where I'm gonna go from here, but I'm also not scared. Like, when I graduated undergrad, I was scared, and I
Mhm.
finally don't have that scared
That
feeling.
fear, yeah.
It's just excitement because I know that since I can do this, I can kinda do anything, and I'm just also really proud of putting myself in, like, I don't wanna say uncomfortable situations, but kind of, like, challenges that I didn't think that I could do, but I surprised
Mm.
myself, and so that is something that I wanna keep doing, because if I can challenge and overcome these barriers that I think are barriers, then I'm just gonna keep proving myself wrong, which is just a really good feeling to have.
Oh, you're amazing, Chloe. I love that. Oh my gosh, your self-love,
Yeah,
your joy and just having like seeing like it's not me telling you you've grown. Yes, I'm telling you that, but you know you've grown. And that's such an
exactly.
important, that's so important to know, to love, to accept, and to be proud of. You should be so proud of yourself.
Yes, ugh, it's just crazy, like, I just wanna
Yeah,
know
it
it's
is.
not,
It
but
is. It really is. Oh, well, you're amazing, Chloe. Thank you so much for coming on this podcast. I knew when I asked you, are you were down, you didn't hesitate. You're like, absolutely, I'll do this. And I knew you would be such a great guest. But I haven't talked with anyone that's working in higher education, so getting that
yeah,
perspective was also interesting, especially if there's people out there that may be, on a similar path as you, or that may be interested in going working in higher education, or they may be into sorority life. So no, I think it was very nice today. That's why I want to talk with people who have different careers. So
yeah,
your all of the insight that you brought today was so valuable. So
oh,
thank you so much for sharing.
yeah, thank you, and I just feel like higher ed isn't always talked about a lot either,
Hmm.
and so I just love to be able to share the new perspectives as it keeps growing, but I love being on this podcast, and I have been wanting to anyway, so I was waiting.
You were just waiting for your moment to shine,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You've been on my list of guests
Like,
to reach
I'm like,
out to. So
okay, like, my moment. But no, it's been so fun, and we need to catch up more,
oh, we absolutely will. We're gonna make it and we're gonna put it on our list. We're absolutely gonna do it. Oh,
perfect.
before we go, I have to ask. I sent you that little questionnaire
Oh, yeah.
before we started. You love watching when you do watch TV, trashy reality TV. Chloe, what are you watching? What do you watch? Tell me what you watch.
Okay, well, so currently I'm watching Below Deck, okay? Like, you
I
don't know,
haven't
okay.
heard.
So Below Deck,
Can't say I do.
shout out wait, because 'cause she'll watch this, shout out to my Meemaw, my Meemaw gonna watch this,
Your
and
Mimo.
she loves Below Deck.
Below
So she
deck.
got me
Okay.
watching it, and it's just all these wealthy people go on yachts, and it follows the yacht crew, and there's so much drama. Like,
Oh my gosh! Of course she watches that.
you watch
Oh, that's so funny. And
every
she got you hooked on it too now.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh, that's
so I watch
hilarious.
all of those, and I've been watching, like, Top Chef even though I only eat, like,
Top
3
chef. I was gonna ask about the cooking, but I didn't know if that was a sensitive subject.
Hey,
So what is that? Chicken?
I now can cook chicken in, like, 7 different variations, which is a really
Oh,
big
that's
step for me.
yeah, that is.
Because when I first got to college and had my own like,
Mhm.
stove, it was grilled chicken with just salt and pepper.
Oh, Chloe. Oh,
So
Chloe.
now I know what
Mm,
seasoning is,
that's
and
amazing. That's real growth right there, Chloe.
that
That's
is grilled.
okay. What are the other foods you eat? Chicken. I knew you ate chicken because you ate that in high school.
Yeah, that will never change. Chicken, I eat lots of salads now.
Okay, you
Uh,
can do a lot with salads, a lot of different variations. So
yeah.
that's
Like, I eat tacos now, which is
talk.
crazy.
Okay, because you did quesadillas, right? You
Yeah,
used to eat
just weird
quesadillas. I
though.
remember if we went to like a Mexican restaurant, you would just get a cheese quesadilla.
Now I
Oh,
feel like
do you remember our Heggies when we'd go to Heggies and get our hot fudge sundae with pecan? Oh my gosh, I would die for one of
I
those right
think
now.
about that, and they put, like, butter on their they were the ones that put butter on their fries, right?
Yes, yes, and we got
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I can't tell you the last time I was there. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, that
me
was
either.
so good. We would go like randomly after school. Want to go to Heggies? Want to go get ice cream?
You know
Absolutely.
what?
Like, yeah, I'm
Back
down.
when we would do that.
Right. Oh, I miss those days. Oh, I miss those
I
days.
know.
If we're ever back in Ohio at the same time, we have to try to go to
Oh,
Heggies.
yes, we need
We
to
have to
get
try to go to
together.
Heggies and get
I
our
need to
hot
get
fudge
it.
sundae. You put
Yeah,
me on to the hot fudge sundae because I never really got that from Heggies, and then you got it, and I was like, oh, let me try, and then I was hooked.
yes.
I was
I
hooked.
I love ice cream, and I will put everyone on all my ice cream.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh. Oh, Chloe, I miss you so much, but it was
oh,
so good
thank
catching
you.
up with you, so good chatting with you.
Oh,
You're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you and seeing how far you've come, how much you've grown. You're beautiful inside and out.
thank you. You're doing amazing too, and I love that you have this platform and get people to be able to express themselves because it is scary
Mhm.
to be like, vulnerable on a platform
It
like this,
is.
and so
It
I really
is.
applaud you for doing it and for giving people a platform to speak to others.
Yeah. Thanks, Chloe. Thank you all so much for tuning into this episode of Where You At. I hope this conversation with Chloe reminded you that growth doesn't always look linear. Community can be found in unexpected places, and figuring life out is something we are all navigating in real time. But if something in this episode resonated with you, make sure to share it with a friend, leave a review, and follow along on social media so you don't miss future conversations just like this. And as always, I'll leave you with this question. Where you at? See you in the next episode.